you define creativity, and what is your creative process?
Creativity is, to me, is anybody's innate ability to bring out the gift that they have inside of them to invent, to create, to do. An inventor, he will invent a chair, a sculpture, or architect. He will build a house. These are just examples. It's just people's ability to transform mathematics into a material object. That's what creativity to me is. Your ability to paint if you're a painter, or your ability to write if you're an author, or your ability to draw if you're in designing and graphics. Your ability to bring something on earth, whether it's simple or great or medium or small or whatever, it's your innate, your natural gift to create, like the way God has created phenomenal things on earth, like the sun is created by God, or when you look at trees or insects or animals.
How do you place yourself in that creative space for you to be able to create and be creative? What do you do?
I just have a natural gift. It's the same as a natural gift is something that's just instinctive. You don't have to go into any process. Because I think people believe too much in programs, that when someone is writing or talking about a process, people think that you have to do something, you have to meditate, or you have to do some other things just to create. Well, I don't believe in that. I believe that since I have a natural gift, it's just like instinct. It's just a part of you, naturally a part of you. And so, like right now, I'm creating. Whenever I'm speaking, I'm creating. I can create while I'm just talking. I think desire is the most important thing of wanting to do anything. Just the desire to do can bring forth great results.
Do you find that you are more creative in a specific environment?
No, I don't need any environment to be creative. Like I said, I'm creative right now by speaking. To me, I'm creating right now while I'm speaking because I deal with the written or the oral word. I'm a writer, I'm in the film business. So me just speaking, to me, I'm creating. When people hear me talk, I am creating.
Well, tell us a little bit about your new project, Matrix 4.
Matrix 4 is the fourth installment of the Matrix trilogy, the fourth installment. And it actually eclipses Matrix 1. In 2 and 3, I made a bad dream that Neo and Trinity never died. They are soulmates or twin flames. They shared the dream together when they awaken, and the saga continues. I think a lot of people have been waiting for Matrix 4 movie to come from the screen since the year 2003. The book is out for people to read it. For those who want to buy hard copies, it's on Amazon, Amazon.com. Or they can go to my website and purchase ebooks or physical or hardcovers from me also, MatrixTerminator.com. For all those who love the Matrix and Terminator, I think this is going to be a phenomenal experience for them. I formatted the book in a script form because I do movies, I don't do novels. I'm in the film business, and so therefore I made it very visual so people can understand that process. And so when they read it, it is they're in the movie theater watching the movie on screen. Mm-hmm. I did something that other people don't usually do.
What is that?
When it formatted, well, in that style in the book, and so I do movies, so I formatted the book in a script form, making it easy for people to use their imagination, and I did not put any pictures in intentionally so they could use their imagination process.
That sounds interesting. So if people go to your website and order a hard copy, do you autograph it for them?
Well, people can order hard copies from me, but I prefer people in foreign countries to actually go on Amazon.com and order their hard copies. But the foreign people in other countries can get the ebooks from me directly.
Right.
The people in the United States can get hard copies, ebooks, or autographed copies. When you want an autographed copy, they need to email me directly and let me know. And all my contact information is right there on matrixterminator.com. There are about 3 billion fans around the globe who are looking forward to another Matrix, and of course Terminator fans. But I think that the Terminator fans are going to get some elements out of Matrix 4 also. I didn't really want to put the spoiler on it, because rather than fans get Matrix 4 book and read it and see all the good stuff and some of the surprises that are in there. Because Matrix, I wrote Matrix in Terminator. Terminator is the prequels to the Matrix. Sarah Connor is actually Neo's mother. So that should be a phenomenal surprise to a lot of fans. And it will explain away the Terminator franchise and how congruent it is to Matrix. Matrix is Latin for womb, and Exodus 34th chapter 19th verse, God, he who opens up the Matrix's mind, the children born in the star portal of the womb are born with souls. And that what I wrote was the second coming of Christ, not the first coming of Christ. That story is in the Bible, written by those authors. My story is the second coming of Christ, the evolutions of consciousness, man versus the machines. In other words, my story is about what happens when Christ comes back. Christ, the One, and he's always called the One, like Neo. That's just a sneaky way of calling him the One. N-E-O-O-N-E, one and the same. Grows up and comes back, born of a woman, Sarah Connor, and takes on the machines or nanotechnology in the future. So, J.C., John Connor's Jesus Christ grows up to be Neo, one and the same in the Matrix. And my work is divided up into past, present, and future time travel. So when you're looking at the Terminator and the Matrix, you're looking at one epic story of how the Christ energy is reborn upon the earth, comes in a created body, and he walks this walk of ascension and goes into his fourth dimensional crystal body of light. Is what he's ascended into, to never experience death. So when you see Neo, the One, going through the pods, it's like the spiritual baptismal, so to speak. His human side dies, his spiritual side is born, he's cleansed of all corruptions. The energy comes inside of him, the energy of the eye comes inside of him, and he's gone through evolution, and so now he's ascended into his fourth dimensional light body. He's levitating and he's flying, but he's not Superman. So this is what evolution is about. And they speak about it, and I break down evolution so all people can understand it. And I make them aware of ascension, because ascension is never spoken about. What was the ascension that the Bible was speaking on? time and space. There is no limitations for him. He's able to defeat the advances of Agent Smith. He's able to touch a mirror, and it doesn't limit his body, or his physical body, or his spiritual body. He's beyond the three dimensions of our bodies. And when I say 3D of our bodies is the first body for us upon the earth is, of course, the physical body, which is matter. And then we have the second body that you see in the Matrix, where the physical bodies are on the ship, and they are fighting with the second body, which is a shadow body. When the sun hits the physical body, you see a shadow. And this is what we call the second body, or the spiritual body, or the astral body. And then the third body is the energy that emanates from our physical body, which is tied with a little cord, silver cord. Then when our physical body, the first body, experiences death, this energy is severed and it goes back to the source which it came from in the first place, which is God. And that is the third body, the energy that is uncorrupted and uncorruptible and uncorrupted. It's the energy that is often spoken of in a child. When a child is born and the earth, it has this innocence, this presence, this aura, this sweetness. So that is the three-dimensional bodies, what we call 3D. And then when we ascend into the next level, when we transform into the next level, our fourth dimensional bodies, we go into the fourth level, which when you go into the Bible, when you see them speaking, the disciples, when Jesus arisen from the tomb, Jesus was in the tomb for 3 days, or the cave, or the tomb, and when he came out, he was in a light body. The disciples recognized him through the soul by his eyes, because in the eyes you see the soul. The soul never changes. Now the forms of the bodies can go through evolution and change and exist in another state of existence or another state of being. But the soul, which is the energy that I spoke about earlier, is uncorruptible, the aura of light, the aura of sweetness, and that it never changes. And so when you look in someone's eyes, you recognize them by their souls. And so this is how they knew it was Jesus, even though his body had changed in a wonderment, or it was in a wonderment of change, phenomenal. And now it would never experience death, because that physical change would always defy gravity. It would always defy other dimensions. It would always defy the void. And so this is what we all hope to aspire. And it was just so weird to me to hear different fans when my work was taken and stolen. It's the same way if you or someone had painted or Da Vinci. I will use him as an example. If someone had found the painting of the Mona Lisa and Da Vinci's painting, and just lied and put their name on it and say they had painted it. And then other people saw the painting and they all had their own interpretation of Da Vinci's phenomenal painting, the Mona Lisa. And the author lying that stole it wouldn't even know what it was about, because they had never painted before.
Let me ask you a question. Are you satisfied with the How Matrix 1 and The Terminator came out, was it close to your original work or was slightly off from what your intention was?
And studios, whether they buy your work or they steal your work, they're just adapters. So they adapt your work to the screen. Whether you're John Grisham and you wrote the Pelican Brief, you don't get to interpret it or the adaptation of it on the screen. You have no choice, and there is no version of it unless you were John Grisham and you did a movie, a film version, and you compared it to somebody else's film version. That's the confusion and the ignorance of people thinking that writers, J.R. Tolkien, he was dead when Peter Jackson, the director, adapted his work to the screen. You don't have a version. Writers either sell their work to Hollywood because they're hoping that they will make an adaptation that is something closer to what they have created. And then some writers do not sell their work at all because they just do not like the way Hollywood adapt the work to the screen.
Well, are you
that process?
Are you happy?
Has no say.
Are you satisfied with the way it was adapted?
Yeah, as a very good adaptation of the work.
Sophia, what type of books do you like to read?
I like to read books that are ancient or old, books that are 100 years old or 200 years old or older. I like to read books that are older because the books that are old have more truth and knowledge in them. The books that are written past 77, like right up to now, are just they have less knowledge in them. They're edited or put out to dummy down the population. And this is why book collectors like to get older books, because you're going to get you're going to get the pure work of the author, and you're going to get more truth out of that. And I'm looking for more truth. I'm not looking for fiction when I read. I want to read something that resonates with my soul, which lets me know that it's truth. But once a book goes through the hands of the publishers and the editors, every edition and every form of second, third, that author's work, you're going to get the editors' interpretations of the author's work. You're going to get, publishers' interpretations of how they want to make it commercialized, what they think in today's market. They always think they have to capitalize off of commercialism. I think that's where you lose a lot of creativity right there.
What do you feel writers should do about that? Or can they do anything about it?
Well, once a writer or an author create in the first edition, if they're writers, there's nothing else you can do about your work. A lot of authors want their work sold. This is why a Picasso is worth a lot of money. There's many copies of the Picassos and lithographs, pastels of different authors and different, artists. People have just start copying off of an original author. Just like when the Statue of Liberty was first created by that author, and there's been many little objects and things sold, and many people who love the Statues of Liberty or just various authors' work. The late Michael Jackson, there's many people and artists just go out and they copy him. Everybody that's ever admired upon the earth has created something phenomenal, has been copied, and there's many copies of their work that has been sold in a commercial forum, or many interpretations of the author's real work. Because you just see that this is just capitalism in America or the world. So there's nothing you can do about that. It's just the way it is. Getting the real thing is what people thrive for, because you're going to get the purest form of that author's work. if you can right now get a copy of a Picasso or a Rembrandt or a Goya, just think about that.
Who are your favorite writers?
When I was in school, I used to read Fitzgerald, O'Hara, D.H. Lawrence, and I love H.G. Wells as I've read some of his work. I like to go to the masters of Da Vinci's work. Kessler, a lot of his stuff, you know, just various people. I like science and mathematics because I'm well-versed in quantum physics and sacred ancient geometry. So I'm well-versed in, like, I know numerologies, astronomy, you know, energy forms of stuff, chemistry, medicine and stuff. So I go into those fields. Anything that's dealing with mathematics is more than phenomenal energies or phenomenal things upon the earth, or sometimes animals, or, you know, just things to deal with physics or mathematics.
What inspires you?
Life itself. I don't do any drugs. I don't smoke any cigarettes. I don't drink any coffee. I don't do any of these stimulants that people. I don't take any medicines or biopharmaceuticals into my body at all. I try to stick mostly to the natural process. My grandmother was full-blooded Cherokee. My father Spanish, so I believe in naturalness. I believe in herbs. I believe in stuff that grows from the earth. I just believe that, you know, that we can heal ourselves, that our bodies are some of the most phenomenal tools in the world. Our body has precision. It can heal itself. It doesn't need all of the stuff that they talk about commercially. That I think that is just hocus pocus. That people would understand and study their bodies, they can actually heal themselves.
Do you drink a lot of water?
Yes, I do. And I don't drink water out of the faucet. I buy Aculine water. I buy water. I've been doing that for years.
Who do you respect? Do you have any heroes?
My heroes are people that adhere to the truth and people who stand up for the truth. And we have quite a lot of an assortment of people like Gandhi and Muhammad Ali and the Mother Teresa and even Princess Diana. I mean, the list is endless of people who have stood for truth and who have made great contribution on the earth. I even admire people like visionaries, like myself. I'm a visionary here, like Da Vinci and Tesla and even Edgar Casey in his walk upon the earth. People who just made phenomenal contribution, whether it's in science, mathematics, inventions, designs, creations, just same, no different.
Sophia, what do you want your legacy to be?
Every man wants their legacy to be a contribution that they can be proud of and something that would affect the masses for eternity. Something that's a living art upon the earth, that it resonates and it keeps resonating no matter how many years pass, no matter how many centuries have passed upon the earth. Something that's everlasting and standing, that represents the truth.
What do you want people to know about you that you think that they don't know, or what do you want people to understand that you think that they may not understand about you?
I feel we should concentrate. Our best effort is now. You can't control the future, and you don't know what the future is. It's the unknown, and you don't want to look back because the past is gone, so you don't want to deal with that. You want to move forward, and the only thing that I can take my vision to the future, other than what I'm creating right now, my work and concentrate on what I can write that can give a better vision of what's coming tomorrow and can make someone's life better. That's what my work is about, making things that are greater and better for the whole. When I first wrote the work, I thought about others, and I tell people, if you want to be successful in life and you want to be rich and famous, then create something that would help the whole. Create something that would be needed by voted for and made rich and famous is what we contributed to help others. And I thought about creating black superheroes so our children can become greater than what they are, that they can inspire to become greater. And I thought about something that people can make them happy or enjoyable, something that can lift the burden of or whatever is going on with them. You always think about creating something just like all inventors. When the inventor created the safety pin or the clothespin, or when they created the car, you think about how you can help others to progress or to progress. So to me, that's the greater creativity or art. We're one. We're not separate entities. We're one. And so when someone is looking at an artist painting or they hear an artist singing, then you're listening and looking into their souls. That is an extension of them. All art and inventions are an extension of the true author or the true creator. So you are looking at my soul. You are looking and hearing my heart and seeing who I am, because it's naked upon the screen. It's naked upon the canvas. It's naked upon the tape when you hear it or when you see the author in person. That's something that will never be forgotten.
Okay, well, Sophia, thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
You're welcome. I enjoyed it. Thank you very much.